This episode, man, there's a lot to talk about. There is a lot to talk about. One subject in particular, and it just has a lot of stuff rotating around it. Just one of those things that, okay, so I'm a person, I don't really watch the news like that, that's just something I don't do. Unless it's something that I care about or I want to know, it just doesn't, I don't really watch the news. And a lot of times, the only way that I know about something, if it's that big or if it's affecting something that I'm interested in. Coronavirus, I looked at it as, maybe it's like the H1N1, just any other thing that, just when you hear about it, it's kind of like it'll be there, but you don't really worry too much about it. Because it's like, man, it probably may not get to me. But this one is invading a lot of just what I am interested in. A lot of just it's really just it's something unavoidable. It's something that everyone is talking about. That I find myself talking about it, and I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. Because I do want to get into a couple other things, but it's like everything is kind of affected. But since it's affecting movies, shows, and entertainment stuff that that I talk about on this show and like my other shows, it's like I gotta talk about it. So when, like I said, I didn't think it was gonna be this full blown, but it's crazy when you look at it, because not only is it just out there, but it is affecting every single thing from movies to shows to concerts, theme parks, just any type of venue. I mean, it may end up affecting certain movie theater chains. Maybe they might not close down all of them, but maybe some of them. Maybe the smaller ones may stay open, the bigger ones close. I mean, it's affecting everything. And as me being a person, anybody that knows me, or if you listen to the podcast, you look at my channel, know that I go to the show every single week. And I see almost every single movie that's in theaters. There's a lot of stuff that I do when I go to the movies. And it is really affecting that. Certain big productions got pushed back. You got Fast 9 got pushed back all the way into next year because of just this whole coronavirus thing. Mulan got pulled from its release date, pending, like, if anything changes. Quiet Place 2, other movies. You got No Time to Die. I put something else. No Time to Die got pushed to November. You got The New Mutants, which cannot cut a break whatsoever. That movie got pushed back like what, 3-4 times, or if this is fourth time, like this is just crazy how this movie just cannot cut a break. But yeah, Antlers, a movie that I was really looking forward to, ended up pulled from its release date, and it's more movies may end up getting pulled from their release date, or just pulled out this, just pushed to like just a later date. It's just crazy how it's affecting it. And not even just that. Like like comic book type of conventions and stuff like that. E3 got canceled. CinemaCon got canceled. We're looking to that maybe WrestleMania may end up getting canceled. Comic-Con may end up getting canceled, depending on how long this is going to last. Sports, you got the NBA season was postponed. NFL, XFL, NHL, you got all these type of events that have crowds of people are being like suspended. Schools are being closed down for a certain amount of weeks, pending what, if anything, changes. It's a lot that's happening, and it's affecting every single one of us. Every single one of us, whatever you're into, it's like your work may end up getting shut down because of this. I got emails from like just different places. Pizza Hut talking about how they're going to stay open, but they're going to change their rules. Well, not rules, but they're going to enforce more of the cleanliness and how they go about their business now because of this, because they don't want to close down. They don't want to like affect people and getting, you know, product and making their money and all that stuff. So they're talking about how they're going to like effectively try to prevent the spread of the coronavirus in their restaurants, as well as IHOP. I got an email from Cinemark, from SMG Studio Movie Grill, AMC, my job, Tickets at Work sent like an email or whatever about the coronavirus and everything else, because that's a website to where I can go on through my job where I can get cheap tickets or, you know, discounts because of where I work at. And so it's like, you got that, and I'm looking, and I found myself waking up looking at like looking at my phone, seeing if there's any more emails about this place, that place, and the third, telling, you know, giving out warnings about like what they're gonna do with the coronavirus, if they're gonna shut down, if they're gonna do this and do that. And just speaking of like places that sent out emails and stuff, and I mentioned AMC and Regal both came out and said what they're going to do. Of course, the same things, you know, wipe down everything and make sure that everything is being done to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. And one of the things that they said it was going to do is that when it comes to the movie going experience, at least for a little while, is that they're going to knock the capacity down to 50%, meaning that if they have a house that sits 500 people, there may be 250 seats available, and that they're going to spread out the seats and all that stuff, so you won't be having to sit next to somebody and all that stuff. And that's what they're going to do, like, and they're going to really limit their ticket sales for everybody. And it's a lot of things that a lot of companies like that are putting into play. And this actually starts today, March 14th. It actually starts today. They're going to start capping the seats for these movie theaters. More than likely, you're going to find some other movie theaters that are going to follow suit and everything else if they're not going to just straight close, you know. And which I think that's a good thing. I mean, you're not going to find a lot of people going to the movies. You're not going to find a lot of people going to the movies. And it just kind of sucks, because you're going to get a lot of movies getting pulled from the release date, which within the next few days, within the next week, you're going to start seeing a lot of movies getting pulled from the release date, either just indefinitely, just pending what, you know, changes, or they just might push it to a later date. And if it's still going on then, might remove it from that date, put it to a new date or something of that nature. And then it's a lot of productions being halted. You got Disney Plus shows being halted. You know, even like Falcon and Winter Soldier are like literally right at the end of like their production shooting. They had to halt production because of what's happening with this pandemic, is what they call it. Then you got The Little Mermaid was from Disney, was being halted. MI7, Mission Impossible 7. Stranger Things 4 from Netflix is being halted. Jurassic World Dominion, Supernatural is being halted. Like, and there's so many more shows. Like, anything live action that's shooting at this point is being halted because of this. And that just shows you the seriousness of this whole thing. You know, it's affecting everything. WWE. For anybody that's watching WWE right now, seeing the episode on Friday Night SmackDown that came on yesterday, that show they had to like move it to the Performance Center, WWE's Performance Center, where they had no crowd, where it probably wasn't even that many people there as far as wrestlers and just on hand like help and everything else. It was like these wrestlers are literally performing in front of no crowd. You had two announcers, Michael Cole and Triple H. You know, it's really getting that bad. And it's like certain places are trying to look at the upside. Movie theaters are trying to stay open because they know, like I know, and like a lot of other people know, that when you're watching a show or a movie, it's like you're escaping from the ills of the world. You know, you're making your transition from just what is maybe just the worst thing in the world to, you know, something new, something that can take you away, you know. And they're trying to stay open. It's a lot of places that's looking positive. We're staying open, but we're doing this to make sure that we're gonna, you can keep doing what you're doing. And Disney Plus is doing that, talking about that they're going to end up putting Frozen 2, I think tomorrow. Yeah, Frozen 2 is going to be coming out available on Disney Plus 3 months before it was supposed to be, put out. And that way you don't have to go out. You can have something you can enjoy with the kids and blah, blah, blah. And that's just crazy. And one of the things that I was just thinking about, like I said, more movies may end up getting pulled or, shift. It's been kind of like a rumor or, speculation going around. Black Widow is another big major movie that's coming out very soon. In May, I believe, not too much long from now. What are they going to do with that? If it's still as strong or worse by that time, what are they going to do with that movie? Either they could pull it or they have another thing of putting it on the streaming service, Disney Plus. But if you put it on a Disney Plus streaming service, it's like, I don't know, it will kind of do it a disservice. It will be a big bump for Disney Plus subscribers and everything else. But as far as money making, it won't do the money that it could have been, could have made had it, played in theaters. And so it's a lot of things revolving around it. I mean, it'll be love because then it's like, oh, they can still make that date. But then it's like, let's say a month or two, this gets under control to where everything can go back to normal. Things reopen up, venues reopen up and do, all that stuff. But it's like, do you put it back in theaters so it can make the money? But by then, a lot of people that already seen it don't have any interest in going to the theater to watch it on the big screen. I definitely would, but I don't think my neighbor would or the person that I work with would, So it's really affecting it. Like, it's a big financial, like, everything is taking a big financial hit. It really is. Even if the businesses stay open, you're not going to find, it's not going to make as much money as it did before this, and it's sad to see where all this is taking us. But, I mean, all I can say is, and I'm about to end this, I ain't going to talk too much longer because I got a couple other things I want to get into. But I just say, everybody, if you're going out and you're doing that, you don't have to go ridiculously crazy and all that stuff. People buying waters and stuff like that, like water is getting sold out, paper towels are getting sold out. It's cool to rack up on that stuff, but then like go get the vitamins, make sure that your immune system is good. Make sure that you're following procedures. Washing your hands more often and thoroughly. Like, make sure you're doing that. Making sure that you stay safe or whatever. I can't even talk. But make sure that you stay safe. You have to do that. Just make sure that you're doing the right things that you're supposed to be doing when it comes to just making sure that this don't get spread or it don't really like affect you like that. So that would be the only thing. But as far as like, everyday life, I know it's sad because a lot of things are shut down. I know people, artists and their tours are being like, canceled. Disney World is shutting down its parks. Disneyland, Las Vegas probably gonna take a big hit, and just a lot of places. Wisconsin Dells, I heard, is taking a big hit because they're closing down certain resorts and stuff like that, and the Disney cruises are being suspended for right now, and it's a crazy world right now. This is the kind of stuff that we witness in movies, that you would see in the movie. Like, we're actually living it. It's like, honestly, like a lot of people probably haven't dawned on them. Like, it hasn't dawned on me too much the effects because everything is still going around. I'm just having everything in my head. Like, this sickness is like the flu. It's airborne. It's on surfaces. And, it may end up affecting me going to the show as often from just not having anything to see because stuff is getting pulled. But at the same time, having to worry about, like this lady behind me when I went to go see The Hunt yesterday. Lady, it was 4 of us in there. And this one lady gonna pick the seat right directly behind me. Right directly behind me. and coughing all throughout the show. Like, you couldn't sit anywhere else. Not anywhere else. You had to sit directly behind me. I'm pretty sure that they don't care if you sat, a few seats over. It's like stuff you have to worry about. Stuff that I had in my mind. But in any case, I'm going to end this. Talk too much about this, but it's crazy. It's crazy. And I hope you guys stay safe. I hope you guys, like I said, are washing your hands and doing everything that you need to do to prevent the spread of it or prevent contracting it and everything else. Forget, toilet paper and water. Go out and buy vitamins. Make sure that your immune system is boosted to where you could go ahead and fight it if you do contract it. So, keep yourself safe. Keep your family safe. Keep your, tell your friends, co-workers, anybody that you're close with. Let them know. Keep themselves safe. And, man, the more that happens, I'm probably going to end up talking about this on next week's episode. And hopefully there's some good news. Hopefully there is not too much worse happening with it.